What is going on, guys? This is MMA Complex. My name is Josh.
And I'm James.
I'm back. Brand new episode. February 26, 2019. It is a Tuesday night? Pretty windy, chilly Tuesday night.
Yeah, it was weird because it was like really sunny outside.
Yeah, all day today.
It was a nice day. And then we went outside to go to the studio and it was freezing.
Freezing.
It's gonna rain again this week.
Yeah.
All weekend.
Is it supposed to? Really?
I think it starts tomorrow and Thursday, and then Friday will be sunny, and then Saturday and Sunday all rain.
It was it's global warming. That's what it is. So
Crazy.
it's all the Arctic snow, just the ice just melting and dumping all in Los Angeles.
That's crazy.
That's what I think. It's gotta be. Look at Chicago, frozen. It's all frozen over there, and then you have Vegas snowing
That's crazy.
after like 10 years or more. So
It's crazy.
yeah, world's ending. How was the weekend? Good.
Good, relaxing, fun. Yours?
No, yeah, not
What'd
bad.
you do?
Work, and
Okay, back at
more work.
How's
It's not enjoyable. It's not, but it is.
Isn't it suck like when you're off from work for a certain amount of time, and when you go back, you gotta. It's like a harsh.
It's the
reality.
worst, man. It's the worst. I mean, I've gotten a little bit more into the rhythm than I was the first few days. But this is about end of week 2 back at work, and it's
Especially
just,
like having
bad.
a
It's not
kid.
bad.
You know, you take like you have your son and then being away from
Yeah,
him.
yeah. It's like I'll just rather be at home with him. Like it's just like I don't know. Just fucking work.
Yeah.
You just got to do it for the paycheck. And I just got to think.
sucks.
I just got to think now. It's okay. It's just for him. It's for him now. It's for him. Got to do it for the family.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, it's so.
Yeah, it's not just spending money for me. It's like
it's for your kid.
yeah. So I don't know. We're talking about like wanting to think about obviously a wedding maybe at the end of the year, house, maybe putting down payment soon. We'll see. I don't think maybe at the end of this year, maybe sometime next year. I think because it's like you're renting, and then like the people who you rent from, it's a nice house we have here, but they raise the rent every now and then. And it's like you're tired of paying rent, and it's like fuck these people like paying rent.
Yeah,
paying
pretty
rent
much
too.
paying like their mortgage and more.
Yeah, so I'm like, I like it here. We're gonna stay here for a while. It's not that bad, but it's just annoying. So I think it's pushing us to more and more to kind of like look for
Your own place.
our own place, our own mortgage, all that kind of stuff. It'll be nice.
Adulthood, yeah.
Adulthood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finally, after 30 something years.
But I'm actually looking forward to it. For the day where we go house shopping and looking around and pricing around and the headaches and stuff like that. Find something that where we can
Suits all your.
suits all of my needs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So, yeah, that was going on this weekend. But you went to Universal, right?
Yeah, it was
Universal
fun.
Studios.
Yeah, I mean, it was dead. Maybe because of the Oscar night. Maybe a lot of people have Oscar parties. I don't know.
I guess I don't know.
I-
I'm surprised that a lot of people don't watch the Oscars. No, do you ask people around?
Not really. I mean, I don't know anybody that watches them.
Is it like a certain age? I'm thinking like that. People just don't watch them
I think like
because I watch them. I've always watched the Oscars.
Oh yeah, I can't do it.
I don't know. I like movies. I like actors. You know me. I know I like all these.
Yeah.
I know who everybody is or whatever. But so I've always watched the Oscars. I enjoy it. Like music video awards, all that stuff. I'll just always eat that shit up.
Oh yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
And that's someone I like is going to perform. Then I'll just watch
Especially
that.
movies. Especially for me, movies. I like movies, so
Yeah.
I like watching all the Oscar movies. So I look for the Golden Globes, the Oscars, the SAG Awards. I look for those.
Yeah, it was completely dead. I mean, I got to ride all the rides at least 4 times,
Yeah.
and then we went home and
Was it cold?
no, we were there from like 12 to like 4 o'clock, like 4 hours. But in those 4 hours, we did a lot.
I'm trying to think of what another reason would be for it to be kind of like dead, because Universal, especially on the weekend, is busy.
Yeah, I mean, Sundays are always busy there.
Yeah.
We went on the studio tour and it was easy. We got like good seats,
Yeah.
like for ourselves.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what it was, but yeah. I mean that I haven't been there in a while. Halloween Horror Nights was a great one.
Yeah.
like a couple of years ago, but that was the last time in like 15, 20 years.
If you want to go, just come. You can come with us, and it'll be
I'd be
fun.
down. I'd be down. Catch any of the fights?
I know there's an ESPN Card Plus, right?
It
Fight.
was
I
Blachowicz
didn't
and
watch it.
Santos.
I saw like the highlights on YouTube, but
Unfortunately I caught the highlights also. Like, you know why? Because I
I
thought it was
forgot
I
it
thought it,
was.
I thought it was evening card, which I'm looking forward to what the ratings were for this ESPN card. I'm not sure if I think they release them. Their streaming views, but they can't be that good. I don't think. Maybe the replays might be good, but
Maybe, yeah, cause yeah. I mean, same with me. I thought it was in the like 7 o'clock evening
yeah,
time, but
no, it was
it
a two. It
wasn't.
was a 2 o'clock. It was over by like around 2 o'clock West Coast time.
But I mean, the good thing about it is if you're gonna miss a card, I think this is the card to miss.
It kind of was, yeah. There wasn't really anything on this card. I
There's
think there was a
nothing.
couple of people on the card that I kind of looked to see if they won or not, but I mean, it was like the main event wasn't bad though. Blachowicz versus Santos, I did catch that,
I
but
mean, think about that. That's the main event.
yeah, yeah. But
Crazy.
Santos is on a roll though. He picked up his like what fourth win in a row at light heavyweight. Um, yeah, it's Stefan Struve defeating Marcos Rogero de Lima and getting a submission win and possibly retiring for good, even though he's only 31 years old and I know he's had health issues, but he just seems like he's a heavyweight and he has so many physical attributes, but and he's only 31, but it seems like he's just been out of the game and
Yeah, it
you
seems like he fights. It's kind of like a Cain Velasquez almost.
yeah, almost like in a time when the UFC heavyweight division needs
A
heavyweights
young, especially a young.
and a young heavyweight and he's like almost 7 foot
Yeah,
heavyweight. It's like what
a
kind
lot
of
of those tall fighters don't really cut it in fighting. I think, except for
yeah,
John Jones, but like even like the 7 footers, they're
yeah.
usually like flat footed and they can't really.
Like they have to like he's never really been like a seasoned, experienced, like deadly striker. Like a Sammy Schilt
Uh huh.
that he can back it up on the feet and make up for whatever he could on the ground. So he was always just decent in all areas. So it was almost like his and he never with Stefan Struve is that he never really applied his height.
He never did. Like he never. Yeah.
He never utilized it.
Like John Jones is the only person I can think of that uses his
That
reach and
uses his
height.
reach, that
Yeah.
uses his height, his length. Like Struve would bring guys in, like welcome guys in with
Hmm.
exchanges, or even on the ground. He would pull guard. Like he just never used his height the way he should
Never.
have.
It just seems like he's like awkward when he fights too,
Yeah,
and he leaves himself open a lot.
like he was. Yeah, and then some of the biggest wins were submissions, which a guy like that you would not should not really be a submission expert, really. But
No, and it seems like he's just too soft.
yeah, yeah. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I know he's had health issues and he's worried about his heart condition. I know he's got like
I'm
a
surprised he's still fighting. To be honest with you,
yeah, and it's like I wouldn't even know what to do in his position. Like, what do you do? Like,
yeah. I mean,
do you have to go get a 9 to 5? Is it,
probably because he's not going to cut it as an analyst.
yeah, and then yeah, you wouldn't be able to cut it as an analyst. And then we're like, there's not a whole lot of European analysts that are in need, and you don't speak good enough English to be in the U.S. market. So
Yeah,
it's like, what do you do?
coach.
Coach wrestling, pro wrestling. I would go to pro wrestling if I was him. 7 footer almost.
Yeah, but Vince won't sign him
No,
unless he's a name.
yeah, it's true.
Vince likes a certain look,
And he's not
big
physically
and
built.
buff.
He's not a built seven
Yeah.
footer.
The only way you can get away with not being like built and Vince hiring you is you have a name
Yeah,
and he can use you for that.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know what Stefan Struve would do. Train fighters? Be a trainer? I really don't know.
Who wants advice from that guy?
Right? That yeah, because your career has had a lot of ups and downs, and you're so young, and it's like you never really made a huge impact.
Maybe go to kickboxing, but that I don't know Bellator maybe.
Even then, if you could do kickboxing, why not just do MMA? Like if you could fight,
Yeah,
fight.
but then again, striking is not his forte.
It's not.
Maybe you could just do EBI.
Yeah. yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or
Go
another
to
form of
jiu-jitsu. Yeah, go into
tournament.
the jiu-jitsu market and just
Make money doing
make
that.
money that way, I guess. Um, then you had Michael Oleninsk. I don't know how to pronounce that last name. Defeating Gian Vellante. Liz Carmouche picking up a win.
She's like a King Velasquez for sure.
Yeah, like
Where has she
where
been?
have you been? Like I know you've picked up like 2 wins in the last like 2 years, but
She fights like once a year.
for what though?
Literally.
You really haven't. You don't have any serious injuries that people really know about. Like Kane, we know his
I don't
back.
know what. I don't know why. I always
Struve his
think about,
heart.
I always think about that. Like, why does she not fight so often?
I don't know.
I mean, she was a name for the first couple of years because she had that Ronda
And
rub
she
off of
still kind
Ronda.
of has it. You know, she's
But
picked up 2 wins in the last 2 fights and 3 fights or whatever.
she's nobody
I
in
have
that
no idea.
division.
Yeah, yeah. I really don't. It's like why haven't you fought in like so long, or
So-
why are you so inconsistent? Peter Yan defeating John Dotson. That was a great fight. Peter Yan is like one of those guys that I think is going to be a force in pretty soon in the upper top five. He's so like his striking. He's so his ground is decent. He's so athletic. He's got to really watch.
Yeah.
Who else is on here? Not a whole lot, really.
I think
huh?
that's pretty much it, man.
That's pretty much all the big names. Yeah. That's about it. Yeah, there's not a whole lot on here.
But this week is going to be the big pay-per-view with John Jones
Yeah.
and Anthony Smith.
One of my favorite female fighters, Verona Macedo, lost again. yeah, no. For not just your fighting career, skills. You had LFA over the weekend. Unfortunately, one of our former guests, good friend, Moses Marietta, was not able to pull off the title
Fight.
fight victory. Suffered a unanimous decision defeat to Brendan Allen. That was on Access TV. But Moses will battle on, and I'm sure he'll probably get another crack at another title soon.
Yeah.
Bellator 217, Gallagher versus Graham. James Gallagher making his return, trying to pick up a win after his last unexpected defeat. And he got it, submission rear naked choke first round. This was in Dublin, Ireland. This is all pretty much a stacked Irish card. Bunch of local Irish fighters and a couple of well-known Bellator fighters, but James Gallagher picking up a win, a much-needed win for him to stay on top of the MMA bubble, the news bubble. This weekend, you have Jones versus Smith. That's a big fight this weekend. Looking forward to it. It's a stack card. Almost no promotion really for it, other than the usual, embedded and countdown episodes, and they've only put out one so far. I know it's Tuesday. It's a great card, a stack card. Zabib Magomed Sharipov is fighting Jeremy Stevens in the main event of the prelims on ESPN. That's a freaking awesome fight. Mickey Gall versus Diego Sanchez kicking off that ESPN prelim card.
That's crazy.
Frankie Saenz is on the card. You have Alejandro Perez, Cody Stemann, Misha Kurinov versus Johnny Walker, which is a freaking great fight right there. Johnny Walker versus Misha Kurkunov. And kicking off the main card on pay-per-view, live from Las Vegas, Cody Garbrandt versus Pedro Munoz, which is a fantastic fight. Yeah, Tisha Torres versus Weili Zhang is a Chinese fighter. She's 18-1. Ben Askren versus Robbie Lawler. Tyron Woodley versus Kamaru Usman. And John Jones versus Anthony Smith.
Jesus Christ.
That's a great freaking card, and there's almost no promotion for it. My guess as to why there would be no promotion is because Jones is headlining.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
That makes a lot of sense.
Because he's a liability, and I think the UFC is scared to put money behind him and because he can literally fall out of a fight the day of,
Yeah.
just for whatever drug or crazy thing he does.
I mean,
That's my
nowadays
guess.
with John Jones, even him going to the weigh-ins isn't a guarantee.
Yeah, yeah. Even him making it to the
It's
weigh-ins.
usually like the night of the weigh-ins, we get a breaking news story.
Yeah, he got popped for something for the day before.
Yeah.
I mean, the card will still be a decent card. You get Tyron
I think
Woodley.
that's why it's so stacked too.
Yeah, I think that's why they stacked it, because of him. It's all because of him. They don't want to put a whole lot of money to promotion because of him. They stack that card sick because of him. Because if Casey falls off, they have Tyron Woodley versus Kamaru Usman. Could go into the the main event, and then you just bring up Jeremy Stevens and Zabib.
Yeah.
And that'll be a sick card right there.
Yeah.
Just on that's alone. It's as a
Yeah.
pay-per-view
You
worthy
don't
card.
even need John Jones.
They don't even need John Jones.
I mean, John. If you look at that fight, I think that's the most. That's a fight that I don't want to see. Out of all of them,
I think that's the most mismatched. Well, on paper,
on paper, yeah.
yeah.
I hope I'm still gunning for Anthony Smith.
I
I just
yeah.
can't stand
Okay,
John.
let's break let's break down this card. You want to go from the prelim card up, because it's not a bad prelim card.
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Mickey Gall versus Diego Sanchez. Let's go though. And this is just the
I like-
ESPN, because we have Fight Pass prelims, but
I mean, I like Mickey Gall winning this fight. I think Diego Sanchez is has pretty much run his course in the UFC. I think. I think Mickey Gall is too smart to stand in the pocket and bang with Diego Sanchez.
mhm.
I think he beats him either via submission or maybe decision.
Yeah,
I see Mickey Gall winning this fight.
I'd probably go with Mickey submission too. I see him maybe in the later rounds. I don't see it like happening right away. I mean, it could happen right away with Mickey Gall, because he's a pretty good fighter, but he can probably maybe even hurt Diego standing, and eventually I think he'll probably get a submission. If not, I mean, I see him picking up the win no matter what, unanimous decision maybe.
Yeah.
But Diego's not, he's still Diego. He's still tough to deal with. You know what to expect. He's gonna come at you.
Yeah.
So Alejandro Perez versus Cody Stamann. I'm not familiar with these guys, really. I have to see them.
Yeah. See,
Off the top of my head, yeah, but I mean, Alejandro 21-6, and then Cody Stamann 17-2. So
Yeah.
pretty experienced guys right there. You have Misha Kirkunov. He's I think he's Canadian, against Johnny Walker, who just picked up a victory over in Brazil.
Yeah,
and hopped right back on.
Knockout.
Yeah.
Knockout kick. Was it a kick?
Was it a kick?
I don't remember, but yeah, he dances a lot, and I like
Yeah.
Walker. I like Johnny Walker. I'm gonna pick Walker.
I like Walker in his. I mean, I see him. I wouldn't. I do not. I don't see a reason not to pick him in this fight. I think the Misha's good, but Johnny Walker is on a roll. I see him continuing.
He's Brazilian, but he's anti-Brazilian in a lot of ways.
Kind of, yeah. He his name is Johnny Walker. He named it off. He picked the name. He named himself Johnny Walker.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Knockout.
Yeah. But Misha's not he's not an easy opponent, so it's gonna be a tough one for Johnny Walker. Zabib Magomedsharipov versus Jeremy Stevens, which this is not an easy fight for Jeremy Stevens. I know Jeremy Stevens recently came out saying that he was suffering from depression after the Aldo fight.
Yeah, he felt like suicidal. He said.
Suicidal. He might. You might
kill himself.
You might actually kill himself after this freaking fight.
I'm picking Zabib in this fight.
This is not a good fight to come back to.
I know.
Why would you? I don't. If you're feeling like that, why would you go against the hottest prospect in the
I
division?
don't know, but I think Sunday's headline's going to be Jeremy Stevens OD on something.
I hope not, man. I like Jeremy Stevens, but not. I mean, if you needed a boost in confidence, this is not the fight to go with.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Zabib. I know Jeremy Stevens he's tough and he gives everybody trouble, but yeah, I don't. This is not an easy. This is not a good. I don't know what the decision making in that was, especially when you just come out saying that you wanted to kill yourself. Not a good one to come back to.
Not at all.
Cody Garbrandt versus Pedro Munoz.
I'm going to pick Pedro Munoz.
You think Cody's lost it?
No, but I think this is a more even fight than most people think it is.
Yeah, I think so too. I agree. I'll probably still go with Cody to edge it out,
Yeah,
but I see a close fight.
yeah, it's gonna be competitive.
Uh, Tisha Torres versus Willie Zhang. Not familiar with Willie, but I
I'll go
know
with
she.
Cesar
I
Torres.
know she's a tough opponent. Tisha Torres. Yeah, I'll go with Tisha. Um, I think she's starting to show more of her physical abilities are starting to catch up with her in ring, or
Performance.
her fight IQ is starting to, yeah,
Yeah,
catch up with her abilities, I think, and she's starting to put it together a little bit more. Uh, this one I think I'm most curious about this one and how it will go. Ben Askren versus Robbie Lawler. It's the debut of Ben Askren, and this is like we've been waiting for this for a long time, and it's finally here. There's almost no promotion. Again, no promotion for it.
I'm gonna go Robbie Lawler. I think Robbie Lawler he hasn't trained with an Olympic gold medalist wrestler,
Hmm.
but I think he's a good enough wrestler
To keep it standing
to
for,
keep it at bay. And
yeah,
I think we haven't seen Askin get hit,
yeah.
and I think if he hits Askin with a shot, I think he hurts him.
I think
So I trust Robbie Lawler's wrestling to maybe keep the fight on its toes.
yeah.
I'm gonna pick Robbie Lawler.
I'm hoping. I'm not hoping for anything really. I'm not biased in any direction in this fight. Like if Robbie does win, or if I mean, if he loses, I'm hoping that he just doesn't like. If he loses, I could see him just being kind of flat-footed, cautious about throwing his hands, and he just gets taken down the fight. I can see that. That's the way I see him losing.
Yeah,
If he just unwilling to pull the trigger, and if he doesn't think that way and isn't holding back, I pick Robbie for this fight.
yeah.
I see him being able to keep.
So your pick is Robbie.
Yeah, I see him being able to keep Askren at bay and kind of take the fight to him. And Askren, I think we'll see in this fight, but I think it may be a little bit too late for Ben Askren to finally get into the UFC. I think if he was in the UFC 5 years ago, I think he would have been tough to deal with.
Yeah.
Now, at like 33, 34, I think he's pretty much at the end. I think somebody's going to catch him.
Plus, it's been a while since he fought.
And it's been a while since he fought. And his last fight, I think, wasn't really the greatest turnout. I think he even got taken down. So I don't know. I think he's a. We'll see. But I'm gonna go with Robbie. I think Robbie will probably end up pulling this fight off, and it's gonna be a bad one for Askren. I think he needs to win this, at least his first fight. And this one's not an easy one to come
No,
make
not
your
at all.
debut for.
No.
And I think maybe he might feel a little of the pressure. You know, who knows?
Yeah.
Tyron Woodley versus Kamaru Usman
I
for
like
the welterweight title.
I like Willie in this fight. I think Willie's the best welterweight behind GSP.
Yeah.
I think he's proven himself a lot of times. You know, the fact that he's defending his title over and over again in pretty um, dominating fashion. Now Usman's no joke. He's a great fighter. I just don't see him beating Woodley. I think Woodley has the wrestling and the striking.
Yeah.
He's a gorilla, and I don't mean that in a racist term either. But I see him. I just see him beating Usman and still champion.
Yeah, for me, I'd probably go with I'd probably go with Tyron Woodley. I don't see a reason why I wouldn't really pick Tyron in this fight. I think he's got the knockout power. I think he's got the speed, the athletic ability, wrestling. I think they're fairly even in the wrestling department. If submission game, I think Tyron's a little bit more proven in the submission game.
Yeah,
Um, championship level fight, 5 rounds,
experience.
experience.
I give Woodley the edge on strength too. I think.
Yeah, and in ring IQ, like his ability to strategize.
Hmm.
you know. And I know we'll talk about GSP soon. Um, we'll touch on GSP before we go, but um, I think Woodley is on his way to being considered probably one of the greatest, if not the greatest, probably welterweight, and competing with GSP in that level. I mean, and in a different way in terms of I think GSP was like a pioneer in terms of upping the game. He took it to the next level. But with if you look at Tyron, his ability to win fights, shut his opponents down, his resume. I mean, a few more title defenses, a few more contenders, and I think he's well on his way.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
no blemishes on his record and doping, nothing. So he's well on his way to be considered one of the pound for pound best in that division, especially. I see him winning this fight. I've never really been impressed with Usman. Um, like like his fights, yeah, he wins them, but like he's never impressed me enough to where like like I got watch out for that guy. You know, I
Yeah,
think Cody's one fight with Maya has impressed me more than Usman's last three fights.
I
think.
agree.
So I don't know. I just don't see. I don't think he has what it takes to beat Willie, and I go with Willie. Um, so we'll see. We'll see how that one goes. Watch him just go and start Woodley and something like that. I don't know. But I see Woodley picking him apart, coming up with a good game plan. Jones versus Anthony Smith for the light heavyweight title.
John Jones finish
Yeah,
within 3 rounds.
within 3 rounds. Yeah, I mean, how can he not go with Jones? You know, I think Anthony Smith's a plus like 800 underdog
Oh my God.
in this fight.
We should call Vegas and just bet on
We
him.
should go. I know. I don't even know if we need to go to Vegas. We could probably do it online.
Yeah,
Put money down and
we
then
should.
yeah, we probably should. Huh?
Can you imagine he wins? He'd be
I-
rich.
Okay, his possibilities of winning. Do you want to go break down how you see this fight going?
If he's gonna
his
win this
chances?
fight, it's gonna be striking. Or him on Thomas Jones.
Yeah,
That's it. But that's a tall task to ask to say. But
Yeah.
we should put money on them.
because I think he has the experience, the physical attributes like like his size, his reach, his fighting ability, his knockout power,
And
his
one thing that he has that's
Yeah.
that's people aren't talking about is his confidence.
confidence.
And that, a lot of fighters say they're confident, but when they fight, it's not
Yeah.
that way at all. But I think Anthony Smith, he actually believes he can beat John Jones, and when you have that kind of confidence, that's a dangerous thing. Especially if John Jones is not taking him seriously.
Yeah. Jones says he's taking him seriously, but I think there's a part
He
of him
always
that's,
says that though.
I think there's a part of him that's really does not taking Anthony Smith seriously. I think
He looks too relaxed.
and I think he's expecting to go in there and just starch him in like one round.
Yeah.
Which that's what I kind of see I see this fight happening. I see it first round finish for either fighter. Like if one of them were to win, it's gonna be like Anthony caught him with Jones with something. Jones is stumbling. Anthony pounces on him and manages to finish off the fight.
That's crazy.
Jones, I get to see Jones as, catching Anthony with something, just swarming him, choking him out. Like I can see Jones just and making it look, yeah, okay. He definitely wasn't supposed to be there with
His
him.
best chance in the fight to win is Anthony catches him doing a scramble or something.
Yeah, yeah. And again, Anthony's not a small guy. He's a big guy. He's been in the game for a long time. He's got really good fighting skills. He's confident, quiet confidence. I don't know. He's got, yeah. I think he has a chance. Not saying it's a good chance, but he's got a chance. And I'd be even more impressed if, let's say, Anthony is just one step ahead of Jones the whole fight. Let's say he's just like,
that'd be crazy.
because we are dealing with a new Jones in a way, a new. He's got a lot of eyes on him.
Yeah.
Drug testing.
Can you imagine if his fight gets canceled because he probably
I'm just waiting for it, really. I'm just waiting for it.
But like, how many chances can he get
That's
before you
that's
before they do something about it?
that's why they stacked this freaking card. I think they just not even take our chances. I don't
That's
want to spend
crazy.
like we're not spending money on this shit, and we're gonna
Yeah,
stack this card just in case.
yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. So I don't know. You gotta. It would be hard to bet against Jones, but if you want to actually put some money down, I think I think Anthony Smith and Kamaru, Usman, Robbie Lawler. That'll be like three fighters right there. I think I would say probably Robbie. I wonder who's the underdog with Askren and Robbie. I'd probably say Askren is probably maybe a slight favorite, or if not even.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's a good. Those three fighters are good. It's a great card. It's a Saturday. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping I can catch it as it's happening, and I'm not forced to do like a replay somewhere. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my best to catch this fight like at live.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what else happened this week?
GSP.
GSP. So GSP retired. He'll be the or kind of our last subject of the night. What'd you think? Was it catch you by surprise? Were you disappointed? What's your overall thoughts on
I wouldn't say I
GSP's?
was surprised. I knew that, he made it clear that the fights, he's at the tail end of his career.
Yeah,
So I wasn't surprised. I mean, I was kind of surprised that it came this soon, a little bit. But I think that, like you said earlier, he changed the game in a lot of ways. I think you watch the press conference now and you see people in suits. It's because GSP did it.
yeah.
He's the one fighter who wanted to transform the sport from being a spectacle to an actual professional sport, and he did that in a lot of ways. He did it with not trash talking. I think the most trash that he talked was when he said he wasn't impressed by your performance,
Yeah.
and then he wasn't even trying to. His English is so bad that he didn't mean it that way to sound that way, but he's a champion in and out of the octagon.
Yeah.
And I think in not only in America, but I think in Canada, he's like a hero in a lot of ways. I think in Canada they embrace their own a lot, and I think there's three people that I can think of at the top of my head that can be considered one of the greatest or heroes in Canadian sports. One, Wayne Gretzky, of course. Two, Bret Hart. I mean, like, you can laugh at me all you want, but I think Bret Hart is really important to Canada,
I'll go for Bret
and I
Hart.
think Bret Hart is people worship that guy in Canada. And in GSP,
Yeah.
I think those three guys are the Rock of Canada, and I think that he's going to be, a lot of times fighters go out, by being like a Chuck Liddell,
Yeah.
at the tail end of the career. This guy, he lost one time against Matt Serra, and then ever since that fight, he never lost again. And he walked away as a welterweight champion, and he walked away as a middleweight champion, two
Yep.
division champion, nothing but class. And he's in my opinion, the pound for pound great or pound for pound goat. I put him above John Jones.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I think he changed the game. He was one of the first. He was the first MMA fighter to like treat it and treat it like a professional sport and looked the part too.
Yeah.
Like in Gatorade commercials, Under Armour commercials. I remember like how happy we'll go to the mall, we'll see GSP in the Under Armour store.
Yeah, on the billboard or whatever.
Or
on
like
the side of the store.
yeah, and he was one of the first like I think
He was one of the first
crossover athletes,
Mm-hmm.
like where like other athletes admired him like from different
Yeah.
sports, like because he looked the part, he had the physical abilities, he was like a champion in every way. Just I mean,
He
yeah.
trained smart. And
train smart, everything.
He intertwined gymnastics in his training. But it's crazy because people lose in the sport, but the fact that when he lost against Matt Serra
And Matt Hughes, and he
Matt
avenged them
Hughes,
both.
he avenged them both, but it's crazy to think that when he beat Matt Serra, when he lost against Matt Serra, he never lost a fight again.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
Um, and he was never shy about his insecurities. He went to see a sports psychologist. I mean, he was the most vulnerable athlete that I've seen in my
Yeah. He
generation.
even talked about the Matt Serra fight, and one of the reasons he thinks he lost is because his ego got in the way.
Yeah,
Because when he got knocked down, he immediately wanted, or he got knocked took the shot. He wanted to immediately return the shot, and then that's what he paid for that because he was he was off balance and he was
yeah.
he was out of it. Um, like when he talked about, and he said he brought up the Carlos Condit fight when he got the
Being his most proudest, right?
yeah, when he got a head kicked, he instead of like trying to go right back at Carlos, he tried to get out of the way and try to
Reset,
regroup and
yeah.
reset himself.
Mhm.
And I mean, just yeah, that was crazy to hear, and the fact that he avenged both his losses, never had any drug issues, even in the USADA era, even though he spent most of his career outside of it, he did fight in it and never really got popped.
Mhm.
Always advocated for drug testing, elevated the game almost in every way, and I think yeah, just the fact that he avenged all his losses, had one of the highest ranked title defenses, winning streaks, fought the best of the best.
I never lost his titles.
Yeah, two division champ. Had a super fight with BJ Penn. Like he did everything. He was like what everybody's doing now. Basically, he's the one that kind of set it in motion.
I think the saddest thing for me, and maybe for you too, Josh, is that this is officially the end of the era. He's the last
Yeah,
guy. I think
yeah.
I think you can throw Anderson in there,
You
but
can even throw Robbie Lawler in there too.
yeah,
He's
but
still hanging around.
but those after those two guys,
Yeah,
Anderson and Robbie
I have a signature on his card. Remember we met him?
Oh yeah,
I think.
yeah, I remember reading him.
Yeah,
Yeah, I took a picture of him.
yeah,
Yeah. John Jones was there too that day.
yeah. John Jones was there too. Yep.
Oh
Kane
yeah,
was there.
that's
I
the
think
day
I think it was Fox
that's the
Sports
day
One.
that's the day we chased Ronda in the parking lot.
Yeah. Oh, fanboy days. Yes.
We did so much. It's crazy. Should look back at those days.
Yeah. No. Just based on all that alone, it's hard to not put him in the top spot. You could want to. I would say DJ and DC are right in the other top, and yeah, Jones is there too. Anderson's there too, but they've had their issues,
Yeah,
and in a lot of ways cancel themselves out.
yeah.
For DC and DJ,
They're clean.
they're clean. The only knock on DC is that he can't beat Jones. That's
Yeah.
his only knock. So I don't know. But GSP, one of the greatest, and I'm more sad, and I know he doesn't need the fights, but I would have loved to have seen GSP Ben Askren. I would love to have seen GSP Tyron Woodley, and I would love to see GSP Khabib.
And I want to, and I mean, not now, but then Silver and GC and
Yeah,
GSP.
or Silva and GSP. I think those are 4 fights you can definitely make right now
They make him a lot of money.
if you really if he really wanted. But I don't think he really wants to like do that much. He doesn't want to compete that much. He just wanted Khabib and add another title to his ranks, and then I think he was going to call it a day. But if he really wanted to, I think he's still capable of fighting all 4 of those guys.
He said that he's retired, but he can
Yeah.
never say no.
Because Ben Askren, best welterweight outside of the UFC. Tyron Woodley, the next best in line after GSP. Anderson, one of the greatest of all time against one of the greatest of all time. And then Khabib, future greatest of all time and current champ, and it has a belt that he can take. Those 4 fights, I think, are actually important to GSP's legacy. That could elevate his legacy, but
Yeah.
it's not necessary.
Well, Robert Lawler wins, and he can throw it out of the equation for
Yeah, for Askren. But, so thank you, GSP. So long, GSP. But maybe not. Maybe they'll work some Khabib fight out. Who knows?
Yeah,
you never know.
Yeah, you never know.
GSP was trying to get it. He said that's the only reason he's retiring is because he wanted to fight, and UFC didn't want to make it.
Sad.
So that's it. But yeah, that's our show. We'll catch you guys all next time. Go to MMAComplex.com.
Follow us on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and all that good stuff on the MMA Complex. Yeah, big fight this weekend. I'm excited to see it, and we're breaking down the card for you guys on the next episode. So until then, enjoy the fights, enjoy the week.